whenever we teach down blocks, this is how we teach you. I'm just going to go over this real quick. You can take a screenshot of it. The first step, we always try to step flat, and go down the line to cut off any penetration. If we're worried about them penetrating, we step flat. The second step is going to be our adjuster step. We're kind of going to step at his head. That way, if the guy's coming up field, our second step is going to be in front of him. But if he's trying to cross our face and go outside, we can step on the other side and we'll try to put our head in the direction he is going. Okay. We try to put our head in front if they're penetrating. We're going to punch. If the guy we're going to be down in the hips as much as we can. Hopefully, we're going to be all the way down on his hip or on his thigh pad. We do thigh pad drill a lot in practice, which we're not even actually hitting each other. We're just fitting in and getting used to our chest on our knee and coming out of a stance or even 2-point stance, but being our shoulder pad and the thigh pad of the next guy. Okay. It said right there, if he crosses face, we'll flip our hips. I'll show you a quick video of that too. And if he's sitting back, we'll try to use the wrong shoulder. If the guy, sometimes we get people, they get sick of getting cut block, or they get sick of, getting pushed down inside, so they just stop moving. And that gets kind of a pain for us when people just stop moving and just stand still. Sometimes they'll get 2 yards off the ball and just stand still and wait on us. And so we have to work on what we want to do there to fix that. This is just a short video of some practice we had talking about, what we want to do, trying to make this play. And it's been a little ridiculous in playing. Here we go. It's not going to play full screen. But this first step here on these down blocks, as you can see, this first step, we want a flat step. Now, this guy steps flat, great. But when he steps flat, what he doesn't do is, look, his chest is not at his knee. He is too high. If that guy's any kind of lineman, he's going to blow him up and push him into the backfield, okay? He throws a flipper, but he's still too high. The other guy upfield, he's got too much weight for it, or he's too fat, and his first step is upfield. So it's not flat. He's going to get beat across his face when he does that. So both those are really, those are kind of rough. This guy's a little lower in the hip. We're trying to push horizontal. We don't want to push vertical if we can. This guy doesn't step at all. He just turns his foot. And it sounds good, but whenever you turn your foot, he is not going to be there to make this block. I don't know why this isn't playing full screen. Sorry about that. But this guy is a lot better. This guy only weighs 150 pounds. He should be a little lower, but he's lower than everybody else, so it works out a little bit. But he's got his head in front trying to drive, horizontally the best he can, okay? Okay, this is an example of when we down block, how we want to flip our hips. We made this video a long time ago. This guy's too high. He's stepping upfield, which we don't like that. But I wanted to find a good video of what we mean by flip the hips. We flip the hips there, and we try to lock them in. We try to seal that guy in so he can't cross our face. And whenever people are crossing our face, that's what we do. The offensive line, honestly, do not do that much flipping the hips. They will some, but we really try to teach the wing backs when they are down blocking how to flip their hips there. And when we do it, when we flip the hips, we really want this guy, we got our head in front, but we really want to try to lock him in. Say he's got his knee on one side, his elbow on the other. We always try to lock in knee and elbow. We want to lock people in there. That's really what our goal is whenever we are down blocking. Try to pin them in so they can't cross face. And hopefully the running back's going to be by the time we can do this. But the more we down block, the more we seem to see people trying to cross our face and get outside. And so it takes a long time. Like if you teach this and you think you've got it in your head exactly how it's going to go, when it starts going on, even in just a scrimmage practice, when people start crossing face and they don't flip the hips, it's going to probably drive you crazy. Why are they not flipping the hips? We worked on this. But it's really hard for them to, it takes time for them to feel it. When they're driving the guy, when they feel the guy slipping off, like, oh no, it takes time for them to feel, hey, I've got to flip my hips around and slide around so this can't get off of me. Okay, so it takes some time there to get that going. Sandwich block if we have to. If we are having trouble on our down blocks, or it could be the backside of trap, the play side of buck sweep. Anytime we're down blocking and the center is coming back play side, if we're having trouble, we can sandwich block that. And I'll show you some video of that here in just a little bit. But if you have especially have a two technique, and this two technique is shooting upfield and giving us trouble, it really, if we can get the center and tackle both blocking together, it can make this successful. But we would love for the tackle to block him by himself, but there's times when it just doesn't happen. And I'll show you some video of where we're just outquicked. We're not ready. Our splits are too big. We don't have good first steps, and we get outquicked. And when we do this, it's going to cause us to get beat in this A gap. And when we get beaten upfield in the A gap, this is really going to give us trouble when we're running the play. Down block and sandwich blocks. Okay. Okay, right here, this is going to be a bad block. We have an A gap player. This guy is dead in the A gap. Okay, and they did a good job scheming for us. We've talked to this head coach, and they said, yeah, we want to run an underfront, and that's what you may see a lot of. We saw this underfront where we've got a 2-eye or an A gap. He's sometimes dead A gap player to our wing back side. And that makes it really hard for that guard to pull because the tackle's got to step down. When the tackle does not step down, we get blown up in the backfield. So you'll see him step, boom, this guy. Now, the guy does not make the play. We get lucky, and he misses, but nobody touches him. He gets back and runs. He almost tackles the quarterback because we don't block him. This tackle should be stepping down through there, and he does not make the block because it was too hard for him. And it's going to happen more than one time in this game. And at halftime, we started talking about it and made some adjustments. He goes up and he blocks. We go up and try to block backside linebacker, great, but we do not do a good job on this play side two technique. The other thing that you have to do to have a good down block is you've got to be low and in the hips. Right here, the wing back comes down. He's coming down in motion. And sometimes, different teams, sometimes you're going to have wing backs that are fantastic blockers. Sometimes they're going to be horrible. This year, these guys, they took it to heart and wanted to be good blockers, and it really helped us a lot. They wanted to play that role of, hey, I'm going to go hit this guy, and I'm going to try to make something out of this. They're making highlight films we saw just the other day, and they're putting these blocks on there, so that's fantastic. But this wingback's going to come in motion, and a lot of times when they come down, they're going to have a disadvantage because they're going to be hitting a bigger guy. But we come down, this guy comes, he's pretty low, he hits the guy in the hips, and he's driving his feet, and we have a great block because of it. But hitting in the hips is what makes a big difference. A lot of times when people come down here, they stand up, and a lot of people seem like today, a lot of people are hitting with their chest. A lot of people teach punching, but their punching is not, a lot of players today don't use a punch to punish people. They use the punch to catch the other blocker so they don't get hit. A lot of people are not using the punch to knock the other guy back. They're using the punch so they don't get hit. And so that's something that we have tried to spend some time working on, but it's, especially when we get transfers, we never really teach punching except when we're blocking a linebacker maybe on the offensive line, but we still have people who come in and do it because that's all they've done their whole life. So we're trying to get away from that. We want to block with flippers and shoulders and get our body on them as much as possible, especially because we're so small. This offensive line you're looking at right now, they averaged 190 pounds. Our center was about 260, but our right tackle was 195. This right guard's 190. The backside guard is only about 145 pounds. The left tackle was 175 pounds. So they're not very big, okay? You're not going to see a lot of monsters that are just crushing people. But if we take good steps and stay low, we can make good blocks. And that wingback makes a fantastic block there. Okay, here's another bad one. Another reason why you've got to have your eyes inside. We see this linebacker, the tackle makes a down block here on the 3 technique. The wingback makes a down block right here on this end, and this linebacker sneaks right between them. That should be the backside guards, man. This backside guard, when he pulls around, if he's got his eyes here, he should see that guy, and he should make the play right here. The running back will bounce it outside of him if he makes that block right there. So that's what we hope happens, but that's not what happened. He takes his 2 steps. His eyes are looking right over here. He is looking outside and not paying attention at all where he needs to be going. And that's why when we're in practice, we really want to focus on, hey, get your eyes inside. And we really want to make sure they look inside, and they're not looking inside at all there. See, and that guy makes the play because he's looking outside, not where he should be. Now, we do a lot better job here. Now he pulls, whether he's got the depth he needs or not, but he gets around to the outside. When he gets around to the outside here, we have a lot better play. He still goes for the safety instead of just stopping and pitting in this linebacker, but he was already past him so much. He runs on by him. He wanted to hit the safety, and we end up with a big play. He's hustling downfield. I have no problem with the guy's effort. He's down here running, and not many of the linemen are down there trying to block. But looking inside is what you've got to do when you're pulling your wrapping. When they're good, when they're not good. What happens if you're not taking it seriously? Okay, this first one, we'll run the ball over here. So this guy's got to make a backside cutoff. Now his first step is probably at a 45-degree angle. It's not at a 90-degree angle. So his first step is not very good. This guy doesn't make the play, but he also doesn't get cut off on the backside. And this guy comes right through there because if this guy had been a fast player, he probably would have been able to make something. But he's right there in the quarterback's face, and the quarterback could have gotten hit had he not made this block. So it's real important. His first step, he goes down, he's on his belly. Those are all the things we don't want to do. When you go to your belly on a down block, you're probably going to lose. So this guy's beat him inside. He went for the near knee. We always want to try to get our head across to that far knee, step flat, and that gives us problems. Now, something a lot of people ask and want to know what we do. If we're having problems blocking this guy, he was too good and we couldn't make this, the quarterback's reading this end right here, okay? We can make what we call a steal call, and it's in some of our other videos. We'll make a steal call where instead of the quarterback reading this guy, the quarterback we will block out. We'll make a steal call. He'll tell the quarterback to steal. We will block out and block this guy, and the quarterback will now read this guy. So if this guy comes in, if he follows the running back, the quarterback will keep it right here. Everybody else is probably following the flow, reading guards. So we can make a steal call and read the big gap player if we're having troubles where we can't make that block. But we thought we should be able to make that. That guy, 54, is only about 175 pounds. He should be there. He just didn't take a good angle to make those steps. So it's just something we have to work on in practice. He's a sophomore. It took some time.
Coaches, I really hope you got some great information from that YouTube video. Again, hit the subscribe and like button down below. It gives us valuable data, and you also get notified when I upload new content to this channel. Thanks for watching, coaches.